Welcome to the Phlarpin Podcast. Phlarp stands for Park Hills Live Action Role Players. We are a medieval fantasy-themed LARP group that engages in unscripted combat against each other using padded LARP weapons and a shared combat system. We operate out of Park Hills, Missouri every Sunday from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. It is our hope here at the Phlarpin Podcast that through the utilization of this platform, we can expand on the ideas and suggestions taken from our players in order to maximize player retention and to expand our player base. The Phlarpin Podcast is made possible by support from our players and listeners like you. If you would like to support us, please visit our Patreon where you can do so for as little as $3 a month. Also, any engagement on our YouTube or Facebook pages is much appreciated, and thank you for listening.
Welcome to the Phlarpin Podcast. My name is Jason Smith, or North.
And I'm Brandon Frazier, or Daveen Owen.
And I'm Chris, or Eric the Red.
And I'm Jessica, or Mercer Stitch.
Good to have you back, Daveen.
Yeah, it's good to be.
I saw you last
I was
week.
here last week.
Yeah, it was weird. You were weird looking. What's going on
and
with
I was
that?
like all over the place. It was kind of a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm back in like human form or elf form. Excuse me. Obviously my ears are hidden by these headphones. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
you
good
have,
to be
like, so
back.
small of ears. Are they just like tucked in there?
Yeah, I had
or-
to tuck them in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that so that does so the sound canceling works? You gotta
Right.
just fold them in.
Yeah. If I don't do that, I really can't hear. Everything escapes. You know.
Do they get sweaty all tucked up in there?
I mean, it doesn't feel good, but you got to be able to hear. You know.
You
I wish
handle
they
it-
would make
handle it
these
for an
4
hour.
elves. I've never seen that though. So.
Just big, tall, skinny, weird looking.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
gross. Is that not the adjective you would have chosen?
this guy's a little rude, don't you think? Anybody? Anybody got my back here?
I'm just waiting for you to get up and start wandering around like you did last
No
week.
kidding.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway,
Let's see if it happens.
so glad you're back.
Very glad you're back.
I'm glad to be back. It was a long quarantine.
It was just miserable having to listen to only.
You know, the reality is I was probably only really sick for like 3 days. But like the doctor was very adamant about, you're going to take 10 days quarantine. And I was like, okay, well that puts me back way after I want to be. It is what it is.
But I mean, you're back, so
True.
that's all that matters, and you're in good health. Definitely all that matters.
Yep. You could have been
Absolutely.
sick the whole 10 days. That would have sucked even more.
Oh, for sure.
Hmm.
It wasn't that bad other than I was having a hard time breathing. Just like my nose was like completely plugged and I was a mouth breather for 3 days.
Yeah, you were.
So that was fun.
All right. Well, welcome back. Welcome back to. Wait.
Go ahead and finish.
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
the
I was into
place
it.
where we belong. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome
Are
back.
you not into this?
Does nobody know what that's from?
Nope.
I just assumed it was some
You know
kind of
what?
like
You're about
cringe
to get us
talk.
copyrighted?
No. You know what?
It probably
all of
wasn't
the
that
all of
accurate.
our listeners, please, if you can, please inform these three on where that's from.
Yeah, don't
and,
tell us what it is.
And I'm definitely. Oh my gosh, I
He
forget.
doesn't even know what it's from. That's
I do.
why he's telling
Can
everyone.
you viewers, can you let Chris know what that is?
It's from a TV show
Don't tell
called.
him. Don't tell him. We're going to see if they know. Now
Okay,
you already gave
well,
him
then
hints.
I will tell you guys.
All right.
Okay, there's a piece of paper right there. And
Yep.
we definitely don't have a pen.
We
so
do not have a quill, but
I want to see if anybody else knows this.
No,
Now
there's
we know.
nothing on there.
It was from nothing.
okay.
Oh.
It was from nothing. Let me see.
You can tell
Oh.
us.
You can just Google it since that's what you're about to do.
No,
You can just tell us.
I'm in the Phlarp.
Wow.
Well, don't hit send.
Cooter.
Ooh.
That's 1 O.
Anyway.
That is only 1 O, bro.
Okay.
Cotter? What the heck is that? Never heard of it.
Me neither.
That was the name of the TV show.
Mm.
And guess who was in it?
Can't even play off my.
No.
John Travolta was in that TV show.
Oh, welcome back, Cooter, huh?
Yes.
John
Thank
you.
Travolta,
Thank you.
he's done some okay movies.
Yeah.
Remember Face Off? That was interesting.
Mhm.
Oh yes.
You remember that
Face.
movie? I want to take your face
Off. You got to add that pause in there.
I've heard
Yeah.
about it, but
Very
I've never
important.
watched it.
It's cringy.
I'm not a movie buff.
It's only because it had Nicolas Cage in there.
It was Nicolas Cage versus Nicolas Cage.
It
It was a classic Nicolas Cage movie.
Wow.
It was kind of a subtle roast on each other too, because whenever they switch faces, they kind of try to pretend like they are the other person, like the actual actor, like how they
It's
act.
wild.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah,
That does sound cringe.
it was.
So you should watch it. Face Off.
No.
should watch.
I still haven't watched that other movie either. Jason brought it over here, but I don't know where it is. And he said,
I told you, it's
He
right
said-
back there.
whenever you want to watch that, let me know and I'll watch it with you.
And fall asleep was the.
It's a good movie.
Was that the rest of the
We're talking about The Last Dragon, I'm assuming, and it is
Yeah.
a good movie. So I don't understand the undue hate.
I don't know. I haven't watched it yet, so.
It's better than Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle was funny.
Then you'll think this movie's funny.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, what are we starting with?
I don't know. What do you guys want to start
I
with?
don't know.
You wanna
I mean-
change it up. Go suggestion box first.
Sure.
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 Me first.
Ooh, me first. Me second.
Oh, man, I accidentally pushed that
Oh.
button.
It's just kind of random, so you just get stuck with whatever you get, huh? Oh, I
Yep.
want two. Oh.
This says,
Oh
loved
my
campaign
gosh.
today, but King of the Ring turned into a real cluster. When we start in property, will we have to go through port fake customs, taking things from our world to the kingdom? Yes.
Read that. Can you read that again?
Loved campaign today, but King of the Ring turned into a real cluster, which it kind of was a little bonkers, but King of the Ring can be. When we start in property, will we have to go through port fake customs, taking things from our world to the kingdom?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I said. Yes.
Okay.
You could check in all your stuff in customs.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, you want me to go?
No. You want me to go?
Great day, Magic Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Something positive.
I guess something, you should have read it like this. I guess somebody was trying to put something positive in here because they just wrote Magic Johnson.
Yeah. That is positive.
I know.
He's HIV positive.
Right, that's the joke.
Yeah. It's funny.
I read it.
It's funny.
Do I have terrible reading? Mine was better than his, right?
I mean, I just don't know that.
With the setup?
Let me see what it says exactly here.
Because he just said Magic Johnson
Yeah, that's fair.
and said it's positive.
It's fine.
Or said something positive.
Look, I read
I-
it
I'm
how I
trying to-
see it, bro.
I'm
read
trying-
it how I see it.
I'm trying to get better at reading my punchlines on jokes. Is that not better?
It was better than the last joke you told.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we can move on.
You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man who walks sideways through airport turnstile is going to Bangkok. How's that for punchlines?
Funny.
Pretty good.
A lot better than his.
Okay, so this one says, if you have a summon, like a beast or monster active during campaign, can you bring it into events or do you need to resummon them? You definitely need to resummon them. You can't just
Correct.
walk them into the event and be like, let's go, Golem. I think that's not.
Right.
So the whole idea is that you're summoning something pretty strong. It's a verbal summon. People are going to be able to try to stop you from summoning it.
Yeah, whereas if you just bring it in the event, that can't even really stop you from bringing it out, which the whole counter to it is mainly to go kill the person when you see him summoning something. So basically everybody would just do that. They would summon the thing before they went in the event, because why wouldn't you? It would give you an advantage. So no, you have to resummon it. Or no, you can't carry it through. You have to resummon it once you're in there. Okay.
Okay.
This one says, if you multi-class as a wizard into Defender Warrior, would you get the ability to use a sword and a shield? Good question. When you multi-class into a class that you don't start out as, so if I were you, I'd start out with, like, if you're going to do this, well, okay, so if you go into a class that you don't start out into, and they have weapon training that is not available to the first class that you had, then it's a one ability point out of the new class's ability points. So when you have one class into one, like say you're a 3rd level wizard and a 1st level, even though this isn't impossible, so let's say 5th level wizard, 1st level rogue, you're going to get one ability point at what your true level is 6th level. So when you actually make it to get 6th level, you're going to be able to pick one rogue, or save it or whatever. You're basically considered a level 1 rogue. If you wanted to use that to get throwies, your one ability point, you could do that. But then you wouldn't have, that would be your one ability point that you have for rogue. When you get 2nd level, if you want to go back and buy some 1st level abilities that you couldn't buy because you had to spend it on the training, you can do that.
So to be clear, the point you're trying to make is that you can do that, but your one point would have to be to use a shield. if you switched over to
Yes.
the warrior.
Yeah, I don't know why I picked rogue. That was stupid. Yes. So if you pick a wizard and then you switch to a warrior, you would have to spend the 1 point, and it actually, unless you're going to use your dagger, or I guess you could theoretically use a magic stone with it, but you couldn't use the staff. You couldn't wield the staff at the same time as the shield because of the way it violates
Right.
the two hands.
So
on the
then if you
weapon rule.
put like another level into warrior, at that point you could take sword also.
Yeah.
You would just have to put multiple levels
Mhm.
into whatever to use the right combination of weapons.
Right.
Okay.
Correct. And so what I was going to say in the beginning before I explained the whole thing was if I was doing this, I would be a defensive warrior first, although I'm assuming the person is already a wizard. But the best order to do this in is the warrior first, because you're going to get all those weapon trainings. And then when you go into wizard, you're only going to get, I don't even know what you'd take out of that class, as far as weapon training. But you could take staff
Mm-hmm.
and what other, you have
Staff
dagger,
and dagger.
or a magic stone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
All right, so we have Defender Warrior should have taunt and a multi-person taunt to better draw aggro and be a tank.
Something to think about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to that.
Okay, and those are our suggestions for the week.
Okay.
My question would be, is this a infinite, is this an AoE type taunt then? Will it taunt everybody within a certain range? Or is it,
I mean, I think that's the only way you can make it work.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it would be.
Because otherwise you're going to have to, what do you can
pick
target up to
out
5 people
specific
or
people
something.
or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think that would work. So I think you would have to use 10 or 15 feet or something.
And then just it taunts all enemies in that range.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right,
Cool beans.
and what do we have next?
Well, we always could go to
Daveen's Corner!
Okay. I just started screenshotting some stuff, so let's see what we got here. All right. First one. A man is being arrested by a female police officer who informs him anything you can or anything you say can and will be held against you. The man replies, boobs. Okay, that's the first one. All right. This one says, why are women like KFC?
I don't
Why?
know why.
After you finished with the thigh and the breasts, all you have left is a greasy box to put your bone in.
That's terrible.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Let's see what we what do we have? All
Are
right,
you just testing buttons?
the one more here. You liked this one. Just says virginity is like a soap bubble. One prick and it's gone. And that was
Daveen's Corner!
Yay!
I'm glad we have it back now.
No kidding. Our viewers have missed you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I'm back though. Please forgive me.
I mean,
I could have sent jokes in for someone else, but it's just rough. It's not Daveen telling the jokes.
Well, it's not the same.
I think we seriously need to find a way to do Skype calls so that when one of us are gone, we can have the Skype and
I mean, to be fair, had you guys pre-warned me before you were going to do it, I would have accepted a Skype call and told a couple jokes for Daveen's Corner. But now for future reference.
Okay.
Yeah.
we need to get that set up then, bro.
All right.
Just saying.
So what's up next?
Do we want to do North's responses,
Does North want to do North's responses?
I'm down.
or do you want to do the recap?
I don't care.
In that case, let's do
He's the host.
North's
responses!
Woo! Great name. Okay. Our first comment. Okay, to be clear, we had a couple questions. I think one was, what is your favorite event? Minus, Minion, and what was the other one that you said?
Scramble.
Scramble.
Now, to be clear, there is a lot of comments this week, so you're gonna have to move through them pretty quickly.
Okay. This is Heston. He says my favorite. Oh, and then the other question was, do you prefer to even do that last man standing prior to a Illidan's Gambit, or that was like our kind of a, like awful question, and then we went to this other one. So we may get answers to either one of them.
I answered both.
Good. Overachiever.
I didn't answer any because it was very confusing.
Underachiever.
Gold star for Daveen.
My favorite battle. So this is from Heston. It says, my favorite battle is by far the clan-based team ones, such as Team Battle. Fighting with a group is fun and allows a lot of negotiating and politics you can play to help steer the battle how you want it to go. Which I guess whenever we get into recap, we'll go over that a little bit because that kind of did happen just a little bit today.
And it actually was really cool because like it was thrown out there and they beelined.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This is from Wilhelm. It says, I did enjoy the chaos of Illidan's Gambit before the last man standing start. As much as I loved it, though, the pacing is indeed better the way we are playing it. It's not a constant fight.
I think he's referring
okay.
to the person that controls the sword because
He's
it's
saying-
a little more controlled.
Yeah, he's saying the way we were doing it with the last man standing first is probably better with the pacing because you can kind of like kill them as they res out. And then also he did kind of enjoy just the chaos of not doing that. Because before we used to literally just throw it in the middle of the field and people, you just run and get it. Which the only downside to that or con, I guess, was like some people that are way faster than others would just literally drop their weapons and sprint to the middle to grab it.
I just don't think it matters.
Yeah, although I don't think that's when you burst, sprint to the middle and grab it, it's very hard to keep it for very long.
I've never seen anyone grab it at the beginning and hold it the entire
and
time.
actually keep it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Because it may feel like you can just run around with it and be like, well, I'll just run away from everybody the whole time. But you do that for like 30 seconds and I don't care who you are, anybody I've ever seen is winded at that point. And they have to stop and fight. And then they've got like everybody on the battlefield after them. So, and then it says, unpopular opinion, this is still Wilhelm. Unpopular opinion, but other than the fun ones I'm not allowed to mention, Capture the Flag has always been my favorite. What I have always wanted to see is a 3 or more CTF where you have to have all flags to score a point. Ooh, that
Well,
would
like
be a rough
one is like nearly impossible, so I can't imagine how 3 would be.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just made it the 1 point and then that's game, which I guess in this case you would if you were going to do that, that might be pretty cool. I wouldn't want to make them think they'd have to do it best out of 3 or anything, but it might be an interesting battle. There is another battle that's similar to that, which is Dominion, which I don't think we've ever played this time around. So it's very similar to Capture the Flag. And then he tagged a part of the podcast and said Eric the Red is trying to use fancy words to describe a concrete table enema. Oh, whenever he...
When he fell backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is from Eric the Red. It says, first, I would like to say that it was great to see Marshall Daveen back on the podcast. He may not have been there in physical form, but his AI was great to see. Second, we need to have Daveen back so that he can tell us his wonderful elf jokes, and this is in quotes, elf jokes in Daveen's corner. Third, I totally believe that having a billboard, no matter the size, will not only promote a FlarpCon, but as Valnir has stated, it will promote and attract other people in the area to attend, watch, and possibly even join, so as to make our numbers grow. As an ambassador, I know that your union company can only grow larger through marketing, attractions, and development. I believe in Phlarp and those who are within this company. May we go forth and advertise and market our brand. Let's go! I don't want to blow everybody's ears out, but that was all in caps.
That was terrible.
Let's go!
That's how you do it, bro. That's how you do it.
Is that better? Jesus
That's
Christ.
199% better. 0.9.
And then this next one is from, I'm going to say Thyra. It says, being fairly new, I did not know all of the games. That might not be Thyra, but I think it is. It says, however, I do enjoy watching Jailbreak. I love it when they say Riot. Oh, yeah, Thyra. It's signed Thyra. I'm down. This is from Valnir. It says, I think the billboard... by the way, if you guys have something to say, I'm trying to rush through them because you said how to word it, but if you want to interrupt to say something, feel free. I think the billboard... So Valnir, it says, I think the billboard idea is great, mainly because if you do it right, it can also bring people around here who do not know that this is a thing. you can make them aware from advertisement, and it could potentially bring in more people. Especially having a billboard, I think, this is me, but by the highway, or if we could get one on the highway, that'd be amazing.
Right.
Especially if it was near the Leadington exit.
Yes.
Or is it Leadington?
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be
that's
the most
Leading.
convenient one. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like how the fairgrounds has their billboard up like all year round. They just change the date on it, so then it's like constant advertising.
Which they're not cheap, but I mean, I'm also thinking like in the future. So whenever we have any other money that we're devoting to anything else, instead of doing that, devote it to the billboard until we get enough to be able to have it for like a year or whatever. Rent it, put our thing up there, and then see how much of a return that gets us the following year.
Right.
Well, and I think too that like depending on where it is changes the pricing. So instead of putting it on 67, you might be able to put it on like what is that 8 highway, whatever highway that is that goes.
Just talking about the one that goes
32.
towards Elvin's.
Is
Yeah.
it 32?
Yeah. It goes past St. Joe's.
They also have a digital
No,
one.
no, the one that like when you're going to the property.
Oh, that is.
Oh,
8.
that is
Yeah,
8.
that's
Yeah,
it.
that's 8.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get closer to the main highway as possible, but also something to consider is the one that we were talking about. I guess it wasn't the one you were talking about, but the entrance to when you get off there at Leadington, there is a digital board, and sometimes those are, I imagine, are a little cheaper because you're only going to get seconds of advertisement as opposed. I don't know though. I've never priced one, so they may actually be more expensive just because they are digital. But
Right.
I'm assuming you might be able to get on one of them a little cheaper because you're on you're on like a rotation as opposed to being on it the entire time.
Right. Well, maybe our ambassador can look into pricing on
Prices.
those.
That'd be cool. Maybe so. We'll have to ask him.
What are you closing your eyes? That's your job.
What do you think?
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
This is Trinity. He says, I like if we use the last man standing to determine who starts it, but as Brandon said, I think it's better if we use the last man we start the day with. My favorite events are It's All Ogre Now, Patrol, Campaign. If none of those count, then it's Zombies, Prison Break, or Scramble. Trinity.
So he likes them all.
More or less.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
He said it. He said it.
Oh my, I gotta read the rest of this. So he had some replies. Eric the Red replied, sir, just so you know, the battles that we participate that you named are Pandemic, Panic, Jailbreak, and Scramble. But yet again, since you are someone who is trying to lay siege against our capital and our heroes, your vote doesn't count, sir. Wahahaha.
How does that go?
Wahahaha.
It's kind of a weak villain laugh. A little better.
It
You
got
can stop
worse.
now.
It got
Like when
worse. Yeah.
When I replied, I had the Joker going on in my head, so
How'd it go?
I can't do it.
Is
That is
You
so
Count
far from the
Chocula
Joker.
he a villain?
I mean, I don't know.
He started to do it, and he's like, I can't. And then you did it, and I was like, confused on who
I
actually
threw my
said
voice.
that.
You heard that, right?
Well, on the headphones, you can't tell which direction it comes from.
And then Trinity responded to that and says, I'm just showing your town and its heroes are weak.
So did I, when Daveen, when I was sick,
Mm-hmm.
was there something that happened in the Capitol that I should know about? That nobody told me when I was bunked up in the castle?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that every day they've been there, even today, whenever he was almost by himself during campaign, he called out all the quote-unquote heroes, like he puts it like that, as if they're
As
not
if they're
actually
not
heroes.
real heroes?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How disrespectful. And this was
For a
Trinity.
while, yes.
Yeah.
Was it last week?
Last week we had to exile Trinity
Oh,
and
yeah.
like the whole clan. It was
Trinity,
actually
Sarvok.
yeah. So I got a story about this because it's kind of funny.
Do tell.
So they talked to us about
Yeah,
what was
it's a
going
little
to happen.
metagaming, but yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Right.
They talked to us before about what was going to happen, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'll exile this person. We decided who was going to do what and all that. And Trinity comes up and he starts
Well,
like,
and just to further set it up, the only thing he said to us was he was going to cause a disturbance during this next part.
Okay.
yeah.
We don't really know what that means, right?
Yeah.
We're just like, okay.
So I'm doing the announcements, and he comes over and starts like dumping the weapons out, and I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he like grabs a bag and that has magic items in it, and he like starts opening it up, and I'm like, "Hey, you can't do that. What are you doing? Like, stop doing that." And so he like picks one up and like throws it at me, and I was like, "You're exiled. Get out of here," you know. Well, he came up to me later and he goes, "I didn't know what to say. I didn't expect you to ask me any questions."
And we had gotten everybody's attention, so everybody's like quiet. And then she's up there like, oh, this is, what, I don't even remember what you were talking about, something about donations, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he comes over there and he starts messing with everything. And we all stop and like look at him, And he's got his two, no offense, but like his two goons up there, just behind him. And they're
Sure.
not doing anything, They're just like standing there. And then when he started taking the stuff out, and she's like, what are you doing? He's just like, and he just kept doing it. Didn't say nothing and started looking around at everybody else like, what? F you guys. You cannot tell what I'm doing? I'm causing a disturbance or whatever.
That's funny.
But it was funny that he didn't respond, and
Yeah.
he didn't because he didn't expect me to ask him anything. I'm like, well, how was I supposed to roleplay that without talking to you? Like, I don't know.
You're supposed to look at him and just exiled.
That's pretty much what happened once he threw the thing.
Yeah,
And she
because he
said-
threw the
The boulder.
peep at me. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then we exiled all of them so that they could fight everybody. And
Sure.
It was pretty good though.
I appreciate him causing conflict like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, me
Cool.
too.
Yeah, it worked out. It was just outside of the game. It was kind of funny.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Okay.
whatever.
Moving on.
It's my Jason joke for the day.
No, it's kind of funny.
I just love the expression
How
on his
was that?
face whenever he,
That's not
when
bad.
you were trying to ask him what, and
Yeah.
he just like,
Yeah.
kind of just looked around and he just kind of looked around like,
She's like, "What are you doing?" He's like,
not answering you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did talk to him later, and he was all like, I didn't know what to say, so I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. It worked out. It was all right. You got more over there?
Yeah. It says last bit. Oh, wow.
"What, are we boring you?"
Yes, a little. So,
Wow.
and then Valnir says, I love jailbreak.
Just to be clear, I said that first, but it's fine. It is what it is.
Oh, yeah, that's the next one. And then he says, last man standing would be a better option, but it is still skirt because certain people will not be able to get said item. Short, maybe? I don't know what he was trying. It's like
Sketch,
autocorrect.
maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's still skirt because certain people will not be able to get said item. But if you plate it out as throwing it on the field, maybe he was.
Place. He does talk to text.
Yeah, he used talks to text because he'd be driving.
Okay.
So if you place it out as throwing it on the field, it's the same thing. I think that there should be a better option, like maybe putting everyone's hero's name in a hat and drawing from the hat.
That's way too
Do
much
not get
work for
something
that
along
game.
that because something along that because that is random.
I just don't think it matters. Like, I get what people are saying, but at the end of the day, we're talking about. Well, I mean, the shortest timer I've ever seen for that game was like 6 minutes and some change.
Yeah, it literally. I'm not
It's
going to make
gonna-
people run around more
It's
than
gonna
like
change
10
hands
minutes.
freaking 10 times.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't really matter who starts.
Who
with
actually starts with that?
it. In fact, I would prefer not to start with it. So that's
Because
my
the
thought on
chances
it.
of ending up with it if you're the one that started with it to go res.
I'm
come
one of those
back,
people
get
that
it
when we
back.
play that game, when we fight in that game, excuse me, I'm one of those people that will kill somebody and just like stand over the sword instead of picking it up. I know that timer's not up yet. I'm not picking that thing up. Not doing it. Because I don't have the stamina to fight off people for 10 minutes.
Do you still like grab it in case the timer ends?
No,
In
one
the
time
meantime?
I will say one time it bit me because I was standing over the sword and I had like every opportunity to pick it up and I didn't, and I let somebody pick it up and the game was over. I was like, that
Dang.
sucks.
It's exactly what you didn't want to happen.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't matter that much. But anyway, what you got?
And then also Trinity responded to Valnir. It says our first dead and last man works too if nobody knows which beforehand. I'm not opposed to just using the people who have place in last man standing either as like whoever wins last man standing if we happen to play it that day. Illidan's Gambit to just give it to them. It's faster. And then still start in with the reses. That way the pacing of them being able to kill people works and they get like the benefit of starting with it.
Right.
Which, like you said, isn't really a benefit anyway, kind of. This is Daveen. He says, my favorite event has always been Jailbreak. I can't get enough of it. Daveen says, I like the idea of using the winner of our actual last man standing for the start of Illidan's Gambit. It seems like it would help save time in that particular event. Also, I'm not sure it makes that much of a difference because I'm not sure it's even possible to start with the sword and keep it the entire time. Trinity responded to that and says, I think this idea makes a lot of sense, and yeah, not sure anyone would be able to keep it the whole time. I started with it once and just stood over it with my pole arm and eventually still got taken out.
That's usually what happens. I do the same thing. Like, I'm like, I don't think it's quite time to pick it up yet, so I'm just going to kind of play defense.
then it says I guess we're asking about something that's kind of irrelevant, sort of. I mean, it had to do with the last podcast, your AI little guy. It says, anyone else curious to know what the heck I was doing at 3950?
Yeah.
Trinity says it looked like Daveen got bored and went for a stroll.
It's true. I moved literally all over the podcast
Yeah,
like in a square.
Nice.
Like first it was just,
I just
In
floated
here.
straight up. I was like, what is happening?
and then like for some reason our video of us cut out, and so it had just the regular fight scene, and he was just like, it looked like he was climbing a tree and then jumped from one tree to the next and then jumped over onto the pavilion top and then all of a sudden climbed down and then dug a hole and buried himself.
Jeez, I missed a lot.
Apparently, I was very active.
That's why we watched the podcast, sir.
I had to back up because there was a few seconds that you went from like being a picture of you to being an AI version and then back to a picture, and I was like, what is even going on right now?
You like that?
Yeah.
Elves have skills. You know, that's definitely has nothing to do with the editor of our podcast. Like, that's all me.
That's all you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sort of like I became an old man.
One of you was supposed to get some kind of poop head this week. Who was it? Was it
wasn't
you?
me.
No.
Don't lie to
It
me.
definitely
No.
was not me.
Was it definitely you?
Definitely not me.
Insert. Anyway,
I guess the Trinity, the editor probably knows who.
yeah, I think he might.
And then Vix says Trinity just needs to taunt North out of the tree. I guess when I tree climb.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that works.
And Trinity's,
He killed me with a taunt today.
he says I would too if I'm alive. That is, Trinity did.
Mm.
And then this is Lucian. He says, whoa. He says,
He's got a long.
He
Yeah.
says, whoa.
He shoots. Whoa.
He says scramble minion gambit, but so I guess the gambit, because we were saying scramble and minion kind of didn't count. But in two different games, maybe figure out a way to have an infected tag type game, but instead being based on zombies, it'd be vampires. Oh, I don't know about this, but maybe with the double damage. If seeing their shadow in the game starts with one or two main vampires, as they kill people, they become. Oh, I guess he's trying to come up with like a new event type, I guess, a little bit here.
Yeah, because I think last week we did say something about if they had, advice on a different game that we have not come up with or something like that to let us know. So I think that's what he's doing here.
Okay. Well, I read most of it, but I would have to think about it a little bit further before I could process it very well.
I mean, I think you could do a tag style game with the understanding that you would have to kill them in order to tag them. Like you would have to lethally kill them in order for them to be considered tagged,
Right.
to be considered turned. That's the only way you can do that. Other way, we're literally playing tag. That's not going to work.
So, essentially, it'd be kind of like Brains, except for with an open area
Yeah, like
instead
a
of being
wider
in a
area.
ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually is probably advantageous to the vampires, if we're being honest, because in my opinion, the reason that Brains or Pandemic Panic works is because you're putting all the heroes together and they have to work on a strategy together to prevent from being taken out. But if you got us all spread out, I mean, you can easily pick off individual people, and then that snowballs pretty quickly. I think that game would go a lot faster than Brains or Pandemic Panic.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like it's a combination of Pandemic Panic and A Song of Fire and Ice.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, because it's kind of a tag style game. I agree.
So
I think you could make something like that work if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I think there is a way to do it. I just have to think about that a little bit more. So thank you for the suggestion. We'll look that over when I've had a little bit more time to think about it and stuff. I'll try to get back to that one.
Okay. Did you have anything else here that we missed?
I think I'm almost down to the. It says there's a few more from Lucian. It says I like the last man first. It felt great because then it's not speed that decides who starts with it, and if we play a second or third round, it's not random. Then he says you can't die. This is still Lucian. He says you can't die in Hound. That doesn't mean getting stabbed doesn't hurt. Okay.
There.
that was towards me.
Yeah.
And then we have I kill North all the time, which, no offense, we all do.
Yeah.
But
And somebody made money off killing North today.
yeah, I don't know who it was, but good for them.
And I think that's everything.
I mean,
It
apparently,
wasn't me. So.
Apparently, they made
Wait,
a lot.
That's the end?
Of
North's responses.
Woo!
Okay.
Exciting.
Way to be, Ric Flair.
Did I make it through
Woo!
pretty quick on that?
Yeah, I think you did a good
Yeah.
job.
Good job, bro.
Cool.
Happy to
Good
hear it.
job.
Happy to see it.
No, I did not high five myself.
Do you want to?
Actually, you know what? Yes.
Go ahead.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I love that for you.
I love that for me too.
I think it's cringe, but do you, bro?
Whoa.
Oh.
That seems a little harsh to just
Mm-mm.
say that he's cringe.
I mean, high-fiving yourself is a little cringe.
No, that's amping myself up.
Okay, but if that works for you,
It does.
okay.
So anyway, recap.
Let's do a recap.
You got this one?
We're mixing it up.
Okay, so today is
I guess that's a yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. Use
I'm
your
sorry,
reporter
thank
voice.
you.
I like it.
You like my...
Yeah.
Okay. So today is Sunday, September 17th, 2023. It is a beautiful Sunday. We had 23 people and one new addition to our heroes.
That's true.
All
Big old monster.
Straight up, boom. So we started our day with a last man standing.
Right.
And in third place was Lucian.
Congratulations.
Jupiter,
Which was our new player.
which was our new player.
And to be fair, maybe as big as Jupiter. That's a big boy.
6'4", couple hundred.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why he picked that name. He said it was either Jupiter or Saturn because they were the bigger planets.
Jupiter is literally the biggest planet, the largest planet. So congrats on that name. I like it.
Totally on it. And, of course, Lord Wilhelm
Finished in first place.
yeah, finished in first place.
Hey, congratulations to all those heroes and everyone that participated in Last Man Standing.
I agree.
Love to see it.
I agree. 99.9%, bro.
I agree with that.
Every time I'm all like, yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah. And then our
Clip
next
that sound for us, please.
yeah. And then our next battle that we went into was Assassin's Creed.
True.
So this is one that we have not played in quite a while, and there's something licking my leg.
It's my beast.
That's actually
me, I'll
my
stop.
foot.
Like, like North has his hands down, and I'm like, dude, your fingers are like a dog's tongue.
It's my beast under the table.
Okay, so again, this is a battle that we have not played in quite a while.
Right.
So the first game was Lord Wilhelm. He won, and the second game, Jupiter won.
Congratulations.
So congratulations to those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Our next battle, which I think everybody loves this particular battle.
It's fun.
I mean, almost every time that we say it, everybody's like, done, I'm in. They're just ready.
Well, they have to be anyway.
Well, yeah, because you put them on a 5-minute timer.
Exactly.
But the battle was Ditch. And
This was the original winning team. Obviously,
Okay.
in Ditch, like people get switched around a
People-
little
yeah.
bit, but this was the starting winning team.
okay, so it was North,
Who was the captain?
who was the captain.
That's right.
I don't see how he won. Rose,
Mm-hmm.
Wilhelm,
Yep.
Lucian, and Ivan.
All right. Congratulations to that team, and they
Thanks.
actually they won kind of handily. They
Yeah.
won 3-1.
Yeah, like
So congrats for that.
I
we
mean,
did play another match, which
Yeah.
they got clobbered, but technically that one didn't count.
yeah,
It was 3-1. North won.
yeah. I mean, the last one was for bragging rights, and yeah, sorry, you guys can't brag. But I mean, hey, it was what 7
It's like 7-3.
on 3.
Mhm.
And even I jumped in. I was like, I got no help, guys. So then we did 2 battles of Minion and Lord. Sorry. Is it High Elf?
I'm not. No.
No,
First,
just
I'm a wood elf.
Just
So
Wood
let's
Elf.
start with that.
Just Wood Elf.
I mean, you could just call me by my name.
Daveen Alwyn.
That works.
Okay, so then it was just Daveen Alwyn.
Right.
He won the first round, and then Trinity won the second round.
Congratulations to Trinity and everyone else who participated in Minion.
Congratulations
Exactly.
to you too.
Oh, thank
Congratulations.
you.
for
I
winning.
appreciate that.
All right, and then we had a team deathmatch. Now, I will say that this is the one where we had a little bit of politicking coming in and a little bit of,
It's true.
but it came down to the wire.
Yeah. And I will say, just while we're here, we're talking about it. I did lose money on this. Okay? Let's just call it what it is. I made a bet. I made the wrong bet. It happens occasionally, right? But I lost money on this one. I did not expect this team to win.
I didn't. Honestly, I didn't either.
That's the team you bet on.
I know, but I was like, you know what? It was a team that I was counting, so I'm like, I got to represent the team.
To be fair, that is why we made the decisions on who we were voting for. I was like, I took the third pick. I let everyone else pick first, and I was like, I'll just take whoever's left.
Yep.
And I had the Trinity team, and I'm like, he might. He might just win this.
He might pull an
And then I immediately started seeing pinching, and I was like, nope, they lost.
Yeah. It was
But it was a good time.
North, Wilhelm, and Torvald.
Yeah, and they kind of kicked butt.
And they did. How many times did you grow appendages?
I used my heels a few times, but
Appendages is not a big word. Let's pick a different one later on.
But I didn't make it all the way up. Near the end of that one, I was getting limbs back, I'd kill somebody, but if they would hit me, and I'd be in the sun, so I'd take both my limbs, and then I would get heals to bring them back up and be healed up before we had to engage again.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was kind of cool.
I will say this, just to add to it. It's not just about, in that game, it's not just about who has the best team.
Mm-hmm.
I also saw this particular team, the winning team, North Wilhelm Torvald. At one point, they were fighting. Wilhelm went down.
Mm-hmm.
And North told Torvald, let's go. There was another team moving in. They were about to basically get team wiped.
Right.
And they saved themselves 2 lives by just, let's get out of there.
Yep.
And then the other 2 teams got engaged.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have to do stuff like that in this particular game in order to win, because they may not have known what the live count was, but we did. It wasn't very many. It was 12 for the whole team.
Yep.
That means each person technically could die 3 times, 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you utilize those lives well, that you're going to have success.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that can make the difference.
yeah, good job on that. I noticed that at one point. I was like, well, they just literally saved themselves 2 lives.
Yeah. It was legitimately they were using their best assets and knowing when to strike and when to just,
True.
hey, we're going to back off a little bit.
I also feel confident saying that I feel like they were the fastest team, and I wonder how much of a role that played. Because between North and Torvald, I think they've got a decent little amount of speed on their team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know we did go over a strategy before that one. And just to go back a little bit, you guys did a really good job of setting up, I think you guys get faster at that, faster and faster every time the marshals. I didn't have anything to do with the setup of Assassin's Creed, and you guys keep getting faster and faster at that, where it makes it easier to play
be
that
fair, today there was 8, 9 participants for that game, so that went pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we legitimately made 4 new cards for people, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then,
but thank you.
You're welcome. And then, what was the other thing I was going to mention? I do not remember, so I'll go back down to the original thing. I did talk to them beforehand, and I said, which Wilhelm was the leader, and so after I explained this, I said, unless you have a different plan, because I didn't mean to take the lead from you or whatever. And he's like, nah, that's basically the same thing I was going to say, was that in that game it is all about positioning as far as
Absolutely.
If they're advancing, the other 2 teams are advancing, you stay where you're at, don't move at all. Don't even close in.
Yeah, you don't want to show yourself as a threat if 2 other teams are about to engage with each other. If anything, it's let's literally wait here until they've started to lose people.
Right.
One of the teams has started to go down, then we push.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we were doing too. Is if we'd see and then lose, one team would get wiped, and then there'd be 2 left from the other team. We'd go kill them before anybody got back from the res point.
It's a
We'd be
smart way
let's
to
go
do
kill
it.
them and get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, engaging them whenever the opportunity is right, and then knowing when to stay back and
or just to
really
retreat.
stand still,
I mean,
or
the
run away that one
tactical
time.
retreat is a smart thing to do sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's called
So,
a
yeah, it worked
tactical disengagement
Okay, well,
because
we can call it whatever you want to call it, but
we never retreat.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. And for ditch, in case anyone's wondering, our whole strategy for ditch, so to keep it not that difficult, because I know once you get into the actual battle, it becomes kind of a shit show. everybody's just like for themselves almost. I just named top 3 people to go for.
Right.
I said
I heard you doing that
prioritize
during
3
the thing.
people, and then just try to take those 3 people out. If you can get the stragglers, that's fine, or whoever we didn't mention as
I
the top
also,
3, but don't chase 'em.
Ironically enough, was Trinity on your side for the majority of that?
For
Because
the
you
majority of it.
chose him
Yeah.
first,
I
right?
think, yeah.
So I can't remember exactly who their name, like who his name was, but I think it was the same name first every time. If I remember correctly, like this is priority 1.
Yeah.
This person.
Yeah.
But-
You were one of the top priorities almost every time because you had throwies.
Mm-hmm.
The throwies are you gotta kill that guy. You can't
Our,
let him run
our
around.
strategy was to put Torvald on Lucian so that he can sneak up behind us. Because Torvald was fast enough to keep up with Lucian.
That's fair.
Mhm.
But Lucian still managed to kill me at the end both times. So
So are you blaming Torvald for this, or?
no, I'm just saying he's fast.
I mean, I just think you need a scapegoat. You know, that's not me. So let's just. Torvald could have done better. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just I was trying to give Lucian credit for being good. I'm not calling anybody bad.
It's not what I heard.
Torvald's faster than I am, so it wouldn't make sense for me to talk crap about him.
No, he's not faster than Lucian.
Words have been said. So if you're listening,
wasn't-
Torvald, do better.
It wasn't me.
Dude, that shot was fired
Mm-hmm.
hard. All right, and before I get to the last one was King of the Ring, and that went for
It was like 40-ish minutes.
30, 40 minutes, and I mean, like that battle was amazing. You know, just
I had
halfway
a good time with it.
halfway
Mhm, me
through,
too.
we're like, okay, look, it's a 2-person minimum, and then Valnir and everybody's they were just like riot.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody pushed in. But today I want to give my props to Mercer Stitch. Mercer, you were like before Valnir and them showed up,
Mm-hmm.
you were nailing everybody with those hammers.
Yeah. It's
She
the-
was like,
It's the shields, but then I also like my wrist gets tired, and then I'm like, I accidentally hit a few people in the face today.
I mean, it happens.
Like my aim's not very good, but I try to not throw hard. That way, if it does hit off, it doesn't.
Now,
you know,
can
hurt
I
anybody.
ask you an additional question about your hammers?
No.
Okay.
I'm kidding. What's up?
Your armor, your blacksmith who made those, was that Gregor?
Yes.
Okay, because I thought I had seen those before at some point, and I was curious about that. Because I think he actually made those, like, sell them at some kind of con, is what he was telling me. And, like, they just didn't go as well as he wanted them to go. But I'm glad that they're being put to use, because they were just, like, sitting in his house, I think.
yeah.
I don't know. He told me he made them the night before he brought them.
Never mind.
I think what he was referring to is he had actually made bigger ones.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
he did say something about how.
Because he has made bigger ones that, you know, people were all like, oh, dude, that's so cool. And, of course, you know, Thor had just came out. and
Sure.
so, you know, but he took them a few years later to,
Some con.
it was actually to some,
Like
like,
SemoCon, maybe?
I think it was that. And then he also, there was one that Oldshire had put on, and he didn't sell any. And so that's kind of where he was going with that. But, I mean, they are tremendously well built. And, I mean, like I said, you were just nailing it.
Yeah, I have trouble throwing like the daggers and stuff that like Lord Reese and Magnus made.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle throwing those. Like the weight is weird of them. Those hammers are easy to throw though.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you killed me a couple times with them too.
So thanks for the shout out.
Who didn't kill you today?
Rough.
Oh, and
I don't know.
yes, I will have to say that I did lose a little bit of money today.
Let's just say I made my money back. That ended up 6-3, by the way. Not that I was counting.
Okay, so the bet was, is Daveen going to kill you? And we both agreed yes, but the count was, he's only gonna kill you 3 times.
Like, I had to kill you more than 3 times in order to make my money. Had I killed you 3 or less, he would have made money. That's why I kept getting behind you in line.
And so the count was, he killed you 6 times to your 3.
Just so you know.
So he made a little money. He lost it, but he made it back.
It's true.
Almost like tenfold.
Literally tenfold. Well,
Okay,
except for when we got back, somebody had to loot me.
Oh,
He exiled me, stabbed me, and then looted me. Because that seems fair.
yeah. That is jank.
At least that's what I was told, because I don't exactly remember it. But somebody told me that's what happened.
I seen it, and I still can't believe it.
So it was true.
Yes.
Wow. So everybody remember that.
I mean,
Chancellor North just stabbed one of his marshals just so he could loot his body.
No.
this is the second
No.
time.
That copper that you had.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay, when I was getting money out, I thought I dropped a copper,
When?
and then
And
I
where?
looked
That is
over by the bag,
That is so. You're
the floral
such
bag.
a liar.
and I thought it slid down in between the two bags. And then I looked, and I didn't see it, so I kept going. And then later on, you said, "Oh, I found a copper," just like that. That's how you said it.
Yeah, but there was no proof that was your copper. I just found a loose copper in the daytime, and then you're gonna
It was my
stab
copper
me.
because I stabbed you and looted it. Did you steal my copper?
No, I didn't lose.
You're
mine.
exile.
I looted this from you fair and square.
You can't exile him.
Why not?
Sorry, you can exile
He's already
him.
exiled.
He's already exiled, but you can't exile her.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, now you're changing the rules.
Yeah,
Wow,
Wow, bro.
unbelievable.
I exile you. You think about that?
I will exile you.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, you know what? You guys heard this, right? You're watching this. You're
I'm
hearing
abusing
it.
my powers.
He's abusing his powers.
Yeah.
This is like, what, the fourth time in the month?
Yeah,
I get an exile for every level you achieve.
When it? Where is the rule book? When did this come into
I mean to be
effect?
fair, he literally wrote it.
No, he didn't.
So I think he could amend it too if he really wanted to.
Okay, then you know what? I'll help write it, and then I'll amend it.
Yeah, I'm with it. Hey, listen, I'm getting drugged down too.
Right?
We need a band together, really.
For real. I've been trying to help you, bro.
I've been trying to save my banishments for a clan specifically that probably deserves it, but if I have to use
know
it
what?
on a chancellor, I will.
You know what? I think I'm gonna actually help that clan.
Oh wow. See that you're pushing it now.
I'm gonna help that clan because I'm gonna banish our chancellor every week.
I
Wait,
think you guys mean exile.
I mean, exile, yeah.
yeah, that one.
No, I'm gonna banish him.
Okay. I'm gonna exile him. He can banish him.
Yeah.
That must be your level
Okay.
4.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about it when you get there. It'll probably change again.
Okay.
Well, can we talk about the rule about me only getting one throwy during King of the Ring?
Yeah,
'Cause
that
I
was-
was upset.
I was too. I really pushed for no throwies.
What the heck, bro?
You were outvoted.
I know.
I think two. I think two would have been the right number, especially because we were letting
We
multiple
voted-
people come in at the same
Listen,
time.
we voted and you lost.
We voted before I had a chance to state my side of it.
So
I
you're
couldn't
saying
even
it was an
argue my
unfair
own side.
trial?
Yeah, everybody just agreed with North.
Do they always do that?
Yeah.
I
They
don't.
didn't just a minute ago.
Yeah.
Well,
Can I have that copper?
no.
You want to play rock, paper, scissors for it?
Sure.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn. You want to do 2 out of 3?
Okay.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors,
Why would
shoot.
you?
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. That's my copper. Heck yeah.
Okay,
You
I-
had no incentive to accept that deal. I don't
Okay,
understand people.
So, how does that work? Because paper can cover rock,
Right.
but also a rock can be a paperweight.
It works.
Yeah,
because
but then
it's
it would
old school
fold over. Listen.
It's old school rules, and that's just the way it is. Don't question it.
Yeah.
From now on, it's rock, paper, scissors, dynamite.
Yeah, but what's dynamite? So scissors beat dynamite because they can just cut the
Because it'll cut the wick,
fuse. What about paper?
burn.
Burn.
The dynamite
Dynamite will
burns.
burn the paper.
Okay, well, obviously dynamite can blow up rock too. So
Yes.
dynamite's just like way overpowered. We can't do that.
Oh, well.
I'm not
The
playing
only
that
thing
game
that
with him.
beats it is scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't like it.
What if you both do dynamite?
You
Everybody
blow each
blows
other up.
Wow.
You turn in Ahmed from Jeff Dunham.
Mm. Fair enough.
Yeah, you probably use the whole tag team thing when you're thumb wrestling too, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I
Mm.
thought.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on now. They do that in WWE. They cheat. Everybody does.
It doesn't make it okay.
I mean, it's also fake, but
Oh,
whoa,
buddy.
whoa. That's on the
Whoa.
rules here.
scripted. Where?
Yeah.
Show me.
Well, I will later.
No politics.
Yeah. No politics, no talking about
WWE
Chris
is not-
Jericho. It says it right there.
No,
Yeah.
It doesn't. No, it does not, sir. You know what? Here.
Quit. What are you doing? It was invisible ink. It's gone now. You've proven a point that doesn't even make sense.
You don't make sense.
That's probably true. So,
You're
is there-
fired.
was there anything else that we needed to talk about this week? Any like hot takes?
We have a
Yeah.
costume contest coming up, right?
We have a costume contest,
Okay. When's that?
and that is next Sunday,
What's the date on that?
the 24th, because it's 2 days before I turned 45.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Well, happy early birthday.
I know.
And then, do you have the calendar pulled up? Because the trash bash will be the Monday.
I mean, I
First
could
Monday
pull
of
up
the
the
next month.
calendar. I don't know if I have it pulled up actively.
It'll be October.
He's just making stuff up. Don't even listen to him.
It'll be the first
October
Monday in October.
2nd.
I was close. I almost said first, but
And that's 2 days before my birthday.
ooh,
And that's 10 days before my birthday.
what? Oh, you know
My
what?
birthday's in July.
We have a full calendar because we have the costume contest. We have to have cake for all of our September
We
birthdays.
don't have to, but
We don't have to, but you know, I mean, I'll bring my own cupcake, whatever.
I told you I would bring you a cupcake.
Then we have the trash bash, and then we have North's birthday. We have Daveen's birthday.
yeah, Daveen's having an event for that.
He is.
Which that guy the other day was trying to steal my day.
He was.
Who?
Oh, it was just some random guy from the underground when we went there the other day to support
Oh, yeah.
Sarvok's band.
That's something I was going to mention a little bit too.
Yeah, please do.
Shout out to Sanity Switch, Sarvok's band. It was pretty cool. We went and seen him at the Underground in Park Hills.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. They invited us, and he did perform in his costume. So
He did.
Yeah,
Pretty
it was
cool.
pretty cool. And he was clearly, in my opinion, better than the previous two bands before
I
him
agree.
by a mile.
Yeah, I agree.
They were more talented in my opinion than the other guys. So
They do have multiple YouTube videos out too. If you want to check out their band, you can-
Sanity
Sanity.
Switch.
Yeah.
And they're also on Spotify.
Cool.
So
But anyway, my whole point is we're standing out in the parking lot, and this guy comes over and basically tells us they're having this like con thing there or something to that
It
effect.
was like Shop for a Cop and some other stuff.
Yeah, and they're going to have cosplayers there and all this other stuff, and it happens to be on Friday the 13th, which is also the same day that I'm having my spooky and lit party.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I was like, hey, we might come to that, but just so y'all know, that's Daveen's thing he's doing,
we have to support Daveen.
I mean, you don't have to.
No,
but-
we have to, bro.
well, I appreciate
You
that.
support us, we support you, bro.
I don't have to. I want to.
Wow. You guys are hitting me right here in the feels.
Yeah. Daveen's my homie. I ain't missing it.
That's my bro.
Home dog.
That's my bro. I even have it marked on my calendar.
I'm excited.
I do.
Wow.
I did tell that guy we may have a previous prior engagement.
Right.
Here.
And he's like, that's not till 9. You could come all day.
I have it marked.
No, it's true. He does have it.
Yep.
Even the time. Look at that.
Yeah, buddy. See, I told you. I support my brother.
From another mother.
I always want to go do stuff like that, but I don't know anybody else like before this year that likes to go like haunted houses and stuff like that. I never have anybody go with me.
I'm hoping it's a good time. There's going
Oh,
to be a lot of people there that
we'll
I
do
know,
it.
I think. But that's okay.
I mean, we'll do it.
I'm excited.
Cool.
And then there was something else that. Oh, also while we were there, the actual owner had said something to me about them having an event there at the underground, and he was going to block off the whole street.
Yeah, and they wanted us to do
And
some
they
kind
wanted
of
us to
fight
yeah.
thing. Yeah, I heard that too.
So I mean,
I think that was the same guy.
no.
I mean, I
it
think
was
we
a
could
different
take him.
Well, I think they
Um,
wanted us to fight each other.
guy. Oh, and Rox was there.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah. I was glad
Yeah.
to see her out. I
Rox-
wonder, where was she today? Do you know?
She had to work.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. She's been in like Sweden for a while.
Right.
And so she has been back for a couple of weeks. And so Rox was there. Who all was there? It was myself, North, Brandon, Trinity, Thyra, Jupiter.
Heston, Raven.
Heston,
Mhm.
Raven.
Did you say Trinity and Thyra?
Yes.
Okay. Valkyrie was there.
Yeah, Valkyrie,
Um,
Rocks. That was about it.
That was about it. Oh, and Takimura and Squishy were both there.
True,
Yep.
true. And then I think
Obviously Sarvok. But yeah, I think that was pretty much everybody.
I mean,
And if
it
I'm
was-
missing somebody, I apologize.
Yeah, I'm old, so here goes the old man face again. But I mean, hey, I think we had a great time Friday.
Yeah.
We got to have some really good. I have some good video of them playing.
Yeah, you were taking some video pretty
So-
close to the stage, I
Mhm.
noticed.
Yep.
Some of the shots
Yeah.
look pretty sick on your phone. I was watching your phone too, kind of while you were recording. So
Thanks.
North sent me a message and lied to me. It was a good time.
To be fair, I told him to do it.
Mm.
I was like, just mess with her. He's like, what if she like sends back like, fuck that guy? Because like we were sitting there staring at his phone. I was like, well, then I probably deserved it.
All right.
But anyway,
no context. Cool.
why does there need to be context?
I
Okay.
don't know, because the viewers don't have any idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, do they need to know?
No.
Actually, they do. They need to start showing up to Starbucks concerts.
I will say at one point we were sitting there, we're just like chilling. Before one of the warm up bands were up there, and they're like in the
Oh, yeah.
middle of a set.
I already know where this is
Oh
going.
God.
It was so embarrassing for me. I'm not much of a like dancer or whatever, but
Oh, I did not think that this was where that was going.
No.
where'd you think it was going?
I remember when that one band ended and you and I were talking.
And, like they got done with their song,
No.
and like
That
the
was planned,
conversation, I
though.
was like
That was planned. It was funny, but it was planned.
talking about.
But yeah, they basically drug. It was the second band. It was the
he
message
ran up
for
and
the
he just
Raven.
grabbed my hand, and I guess
He targeted you specifically too.
He said,
"Did he know you?"
Afterward, he said, "I was going to my friends, but then I saw you guys, and I thought, who was behind us?" Like I looked back around, there was only the person over there was like kind of that lady that was sitting at the
Yeah.
bar area. Maybe he was going to her, but he said he was headed towards like his friends, I guess. And then he saw us, and he was like, "Oh, I got to get these guys or whatever." But yeah, he went straight to me and was like, "Come on!" And everybody's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, to
you
be
know,
fair,
trying to
the
get me
rest of
pumped
the
or whatever.
group tried, like, kind of screwed you over. I
Mhm.
wasn't, but everyone else is, like, slamming on the tables, like, go, go. I'm like, what if he doesn't want to go? Forget
Yeah,
that.
and then I was like, what do I do when I get up here? I'm thinking, and then I just like went out of body basically, and I was like, I'll figure this out after.
to be
you know,
fair, fortunately, people came up there with you. and
which
kind
helped
of,
a ton.
Right.
Yeah.
Raven was kind of the main
Mhm.
person that was like, let's go.
And Heston went up there too, and I thanked
Right.
both of them afterward because they kind of covered for me, so I kind of slipped out after.
Yeah,
a
we
minute.
noticed.
Yeah, I did a mosh.
Everyone
we were
else,
moshing.
Trinity went to.
Yes.
And it was like those three were just kind of like throwing themselves into each other, and you just kind of see North kind of slip out of there.
he ducked out hard.
Yeah, and then Raven come back and tried to get me again, and I only stayed for a few seconds that time, and I ducked out again.
Yeah,
And then
I literally told somebody, I think it might have been Valkyrie or maybe Chris, when he walked up and grabbed him, like, why did he go with him? I would have been like, no, absolutely not. But-
Go away, fly.
Yeah.
No, it was a fun time, and like I don't like metal music,
Yeah, it wasn't my style of music either, but I was just there to support Sarvok.
but I mean,
I agree.
just enjoying it, and I mean, making fun of the warm up band was really great.
I made fun of no one. That seems ridiculous,
Yeah,
and I
that's
would
not
never do
very
it.
nice.
It's not very nice, but I'll tell you right now, the biggest instigator.
Mm. Me?
Yes, hardcore.
This is cap. This is not true, and I just want you guys to know that I'm being lied on. So
whatever.
it is what it is. Oh yeah, that was a whole thing. But we're not getting into that.
I just want to say that as a general rule with bands, if you want cover bands and to collaborate with other people, it's good whenever your fans support all the bands that are there. So maybe nobody made fun of anyone.
Nobody made fun of you.
Yeah,
What are you
there
talking
you
about? What are you talking about?
I don't know what anybody.
Wait, who made fun of somebody?
I feel like you're being gaslit right now.
Yeah. But it's okay. We got anything else?
I'm old and senile. Leave me alone.
No, I think that's it. That's all I got.
Well, we hope you keep listening.
And
We hope you keep battling in the name of our capital, Darvishan.
and
We hope to see you all next week.
Bye.